So I thought I'd do a quick update before the freeze coming. We're supposed to get 17 degrees tonight, 32 degrees all day tomorrow, and then 25 degrees on Saturday night. So I'm going to go ahead and tour the garden, and then we'll post one after. These are the chickens that I moved, the Taylor chickens that I moved onto garden beds that'll be through here. I just did this yesterday, and I'm hoping that they will help till this and keep it a bit thawed out so I can go ahead and set plants next week. In the orchard, the pear tree is just starting to try to bloom, and this thing I'm not going to be covering since there's only the king blossoms that are blooming, and at 17 degrees I really don't know if we can save it anyway, so I'm just going to let nature do what nature does. Here the pear trees are budding, but they're not blooming, so I think we'll be fine with them. And there's basically only this one anyway, which is a Bartlett, I believe. Here the plum has already bloomed. It's already set some pollination, already has some fruit set, so we'll just see, I guess, how this goes, because I don't know if the fruit will freeze off at 17 degrees or not. And just this past week we've had a lot of these little flowers in the yard coming up, which will feed the native pollinators, I believe. I have actually push mowed the yard to 2 times this last week in 2 strips that were overgrown, but not a whole lot of mowing to do yet. You can see where the chicken tractors sat over the winter. The crocuses have been blooming for quite a while already, and I think they're about at the end of their blooming. Sorry about the wind. So I'm just going to let them. And I did move the quail to this area, basically just hoping that it's a little bit more of a microclimate here, and since they're used to the beautiful weather we've been having, maybe the 17 degrees won't shock them too badly. I do plan to throw a sheet over these, a sheet of plastic. I'm not going to worry too much about them since they did pretty well this winter. The strawberries are doing well but not blooming. I think we'll be fine there. The raspberries are budding out but no blooms yet. Hi Freckles, kitty kitty. I planted potatoes in this bed last week. And I have no idea if there's even any still in there because Max dug them out and ate them. Sorry about the wind noise. March 17th I set out potatoes in here, and again I think Max may have dug them out. I don't know that for sure though. Yay! I went digging a little bit and there is a potato, so he didn't get them quite all. I'm going to go over to Morgan County Seeds again and get more seed potatoes, and this time we'll be laying chicken wire. We'll put them down and then we'll lay chicken wire over them until they are beginning to grow, and then we'll take up the chicken wire again because he obviously is craving potatoes. I don't know what his deal is. The chickens are loving their straw that we got them. They've been doing a pretty good job composting it. I've been raking it up onto piles, and they're kicking it apart again, which is good. I don't mind that. And then my St. John's wort has really come out, and I throw a handful of it now and then to the chickens and they eat it. I covered the garlic that was here with straw from the chicken pen for tonight and tomorrow, hoping that'll help that. This bed, I'm just going to toss the plastic cover back on it and hope it makes it. And these strawberries I think will do fine. They're kind of shielded by everything. On a very happy note, this greenhouse has done amazing. This bed right here, Blackadder, the new rooster, got out and came in here and literally picked all the leaves off of this spinach bed, and it is actually coming back pretty nicely. This bed I have not harvested from yet, but plan to very soon here. We actually have some ready radishes I see, and then the cress and the stuff like that. It's coming along. It's not at the best yet. The carrots are doing very, very well. That's right here. And then the deer tongue lettuce is looking great. That actually could be harvested from. And then here is the little greens that I set out just about exactly a week ago. So these are actually growing. They didn't do too well right at first, but they did start to take off after I watered them with duck pond water. And Ginger, what are you doing in that tunnel? One thing about these cats that I really appreciate is they do patrol the greenhouse and the garden constantly, and Freckles even brought a vole into the house yesterday, which was quite terrifying, but we managed to get it and put it back outside. Here is the rosemary I overwintered. It's time to prune it down and get it ready. It has new growth coming at the base, which is what I expected. Here along the pathway, I put in chicory last year, and it's coming up this year, but it's right. And then here is some trial stuff I set out, and you can see it got burned pretty bad. Let me get a close-up of that. So here's a close-up. The leaves are spotted and they're pretty burned. It's hard for me to get a really good shot, but you can see the browning and the red streaks on the leaves, and then on this one the white spots. That comes from freezing rain. We had rain that froze. Oh, be quiet. Blackadder's yelling at me. And it froze to the point that I came out here and cracked ice off the leaves. I didn't cover these, and they are alive. And they were greenhouse plants. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think we have a small microclimate right in here, and the flowers that are coming up are doing real well. They're not freezing or anything strange. These guys didn't even glurp during that rainy ice. So I'm happy with them. I never covered them either, so I don't think I'm going to bother with them tonight. They are actually an experiment, so I'm going to let them go. The comfrey is up and doing well, so I've transplanted some of it. I'm going to be dividing it all over the place this summer since it did so well last year. I've discovered that they love rocks. So everywhere I'm planting them now, I set a rock next to them, which is no trouble here in this area. We've got rocks everywhere. Here you can see the mama sage is coming back. I'm going to definitely be covering her tonight. I don't want her to freeze. The daffodils. I've already pruned and set up. Oh wait, I forgot to put rocks around. I was going to actually do that. I forgot to put rocks around these guys, but they're going to get rocks yet because blackberries love rocks too, so that'll be great. And then the lizards and stuff can hang out there and eat the pests. That daylily is coming along right happily. This is the nursery. This is the nursery bed, and I've got a lot of babies coming in here. Let me see if I can get some close-ups of these. That is chamomile. The lavender's just starting to break through. Oh, there's a dandelion. I'll just eat him. This is a peach tree. Just all kinds of herbs in here. Then I have no idea why that's in there. Comfrey. Toad belly plant and all kinds of miscellaneous seeds. There'll be some dandelion seeds coming. Actually, they are coming up. And there. So this will be covered with the piece of plastic that's just sort of haphazardly lying there and weighted down with stones. That's pretty much what I've done all winter. I see some of my cattails that I've tried to get rid of for a long time are coming back. So I guess I'll have to figure out what to do with those this summer. Maybe there's some kind of permaculture thing to do with them. I don't know. And we're taking out this thing, and there's some irises and some bee balm that are coming up. And I just laid that piece of board over it in hopes that that would give it a little bit of protecting it from the freezing weather. And I was sitting here in the chair. Apparently the wind blew the chair over. And then this story. The greenhouse is doing incredibly well. I mean, way more than I could ask for. And I just steamed up. Alright, never mind. Back outside. I'm a little worried about this thing pulling through 17 degrees though. I've been able to pull it through, you know, freezing weather, but I don't know about upper teens. I do have a thick pool cover. We're going to put it over and have two types of heat, so hopefully it'll pull through okay. Hey Duke, I need to get in the house. Are you going to let me in the house? Yeah, what a good dog you are. Oh, I see, you're going in too. Okay, let's go.